enough mana. Did Yahtzee just go down? She just made a weird noise. He did.
Give me a target. Let's see what you got. Nothing stops you.
Have that one. Enjoy the pain.
Missile battery.
Everyone okay?
Save game. Oh my god. That was like 15 minutes of non-stop fighting for my life. Holy crap. Display case note. A hastily written note in Ringrim's handwriting affixed to the bottom of the glass case. Autopsied far too many of these things. No sign of them being the source of Dream Scourge, which makes no sense whatsoever. Must keep looking. Fun few months, though. She sounds like that crazy Asura that tried to, autopsy the Sylvari when they first met. I forget his name. Angrily scrawled note in Ringrim's handwriting, accompanied with a few musical notations and a doodle of the Archmage looking infuriated. Music, not worth it. 20 years of practice and I can't play worth a damn. Ruminations of the Hand Occult. The Hand Occult appears to be hiding something, although in all honesty I'm beginning to lose interest in figuring out what. Their information is scant, their representatives few in number, and there are only so many decades one can spend scrutinizing a single cipher before one grows bored. But I wonder why they've been so careful about their documentation. I appreciate good note-keeping as much as the next scholar, but their obsessiveness feels entirely purposeful. Maybe I'll pick this up in a few years.
Oh, look at the three of you. It's like something out of a book. A godlike of an unknown deity, a long-lost Rawatayan, and a rainbow-colored wizard. All looking for a garden, from what I've gleaned.
It is her. We felt the pluck of her fingers outside
Is
our
Yahtzee
door.
Yordle?
Searching.
They're called Orions.
For us? Our prison? Who is she? What does she seek?
My little puzzle was very clever, wasn't it? A challenge and a parable, all at once.
Where I'm from, hospitality usually involves a mug of cold ale and a plate of warm cookies.
Let's go for flattery. It was very impressive, Archmage.
Flattery gets you nowhere here.
Crap.
I want to see what you are on the inside. Too often, mortals like to hide from their own truths. I like them brought to the surface. What did you think I was trying to tell you with the puzzle?
I was like, I'm gonna try flattery. She's like, flattery's gonna get you nowhere. That people need to be sacrificed for the greater good?
Indeed. Omelets need shattered eggs, after all. The point of the parable is quite simple. Sentimentality is a privilege. The village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice one dying soul for the good of many living ones.
Was this village real?
I hardly know, honestly. When you've lived as long as I have, it's easy to lose track of individual lives. More than anything, the whole challenge was for you to understand how I think. No one truly matters in the long run. Not even me, or the other archmages. It's what we leave behind. What matters is that our lives buy the world more history, more beauty, more time to create interesting things. Do you understand?
To a degree.
Good enough, I suppose. Most people find it difficult to relate to an archmage. And if you cannot do so, it will complicate my attempts to communicate with you. I hope you're not intending to enter the ruins. I won't open the path.
Why not?
I came to the Living Lands because the sickness here, this dream scourge, fascinated me. This plague shouldn't exist. It can't, and yet it does. The essence of the Living Lands is falling into chaos and entropy. It's more powerful than anything I've seen. I suspect it has something to do with how the Adra has been severed from the rest of the world. I believe the answers lie in the ruins, but the essence there is so strong it's blocking my spell work, which has never happened before. Ever. No one enters Naku Kubel until I get to the bottom of this. Sorry.
You said that I was a godlike of an unknown deity. That isn't true.
Curiouser and curiouser. What is so special about you, godlike? You have my interest. Show me if you live up to it.
The Living Lands has a god named Sapadel, and I am their godlike.
Are you? Oh my. I didn't think this was possible. Something I don't already know. I can't believe I overlooked this possibility. A god here, alone, trapped in the severed Adra. This explains so much. My magic being ineffective, the essence here being so intense. And you, godlike, with your unfamiliar appearance. You're the missing key to the lock, sealing Naku Kubel.
Then let me in. You can have the ruins, and I can find the way to the garden.
Don't take this the wrong way, but in a different life, I'd have flayed you for my study.
Is there a right way to take that?
This strange, isolated, possibly miserable god. A piece of them resides in you. I have no doubt that like will recognize like. You will open the gates to Naku Kubel, and I will study this metaphysical aberration up close. Go. Find your so-called garden. Report your findings to me. Perhaps there is more to this than either of us alone can see.
But what severed the Adra here from the rest of the world?
A good question, with possibly worrying answers.
Severing Adra like this requires mass amounts of essence. The souls of thousands offered up for a singular purpose.
Who knows how many were sacrificed to sever an entire continent? And why? I do intend to find out, though.
Sacrificing a bunch of lives to perform big magic just immediately makes me think of Full Metal Alchemist and how they made the Philosopher's Stones, for those of you who have seen that anime. You're not shocked about the discovery of a new god?
A little, yes. Mostly, I'm just pleased that there are still things I'm ignorant of. It's gotten so tedious of late.
Alright. You're not interested in the garden yourself?
If there's anything of interest there, I imagine you'll find it.
Thank you, Archmage.
My thanks in return, godlike. It's not often that Kith, or really anything at all, can surprise me. I wish you luck on your journey, if you believe in such things. Just keep in mind that countless dream thralls are on the same path. I'm sure you'll survive. If not, well, lovely to have met you.
The honor was mine.
Yes, it was. Not many meet one of us archmagi these days.
Yes,
and you,
it was.
Orlan, you seem a clever one. Take my grimoire. It will allow you to dispel the barrier I have set before the ruins. You have talent. Not any mage can dispel my illusions. Perhaps when this is over, we should speak again.
You want to speak again? Yeah, of course. Can't wait.
Look at her. Making new friends, learning new spells. They grow up so fast.
Where are the ruins exactly?
The ruins are far in the northwest. The people here have named that area the Deadfall Highlands. No more wasting time. Off you go. Use the teleporter behind me to leave. Or jump, I suppose, if you're feeling grim.
Hi, Mugga
Never
Chat.
thought
Hey,
the
Mr.
storm
Alonso.
shores
Doing
of
good.
Raltai would
Hello.
seem so welcoming.
And off we go. This just happened, right? I didn't imagine it. Ringrim liked me? And my spellcraft! And she gave me her grimoire. Look, isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
I'm happy we made it out alive.
We cut it close, but it paid off. With Ringrim's grimoire, I think we can go to the ruins and find the garden.
And as long as nothing's burning, we're still ahead of Ludwig.
Then there's no time to waste. I must prepare for Naku Kubel. As must you.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to head into ancient ruins.
Okay, so that teleports to the tower. Now we can leave. And I'm eager to... Hold on, can I fast travel from here? I doubt it. I want to check, though. No. Okay. I imagine it's gonna not make me run out through the cold mist gauntlet thing again. Yeah, okay, it just pops me to the other side of it. Okay, oh my god, we need to rest and try to level up. Dude, where's the freaking campsite? Okay, there's one. That'll do. Woo! That area, that was intense. I had used so little, like, food and, you know, food and mana consumables, and I had, like, 300 going in there, and I used, like, 50 to 100 of them. Alright, we got a lot to do here. First thing, see what we can upgrade. One last trick, hang on. So, the enemies in there needed to be hit with superb quality stuff to do full damage. Apparently that requires Corrupted Audra, so we couldn't do that. So I can level this up to the final tier of Exceptional. And then... what about my beak? My beak needs herbs from the first zone, which I'm never really going to find again. Unless I go back to the first zone. Bothersome. Maybe if I'm lucky I'll find another book
when all
higher
of this
level.
is behind us, are you going back to Fjord Mesivernal?
It's hard to imagine leaving forever, especially with Quilici still there. Well, what about you, dearie?
Even if I could go back, it wouldn't be the same. Who knows? Maybe getting banished was
Can you
the
buy
best
those
thing
materials,
that's happened
perhaps?
to me in a while.
If I can, I'm not sure where I
Maybe
would.
Fjord was holding you back, and you can return one day to rub all your success in their faces.
You're too kind to me, Yatsli. I don't deserve you.
Oh, for all you put up with from me, I'm sure I could be kinder. But I'm always happy to help.
Oh, she's got like a little chalkboard. I was like, wait, is she on a cell phone?
The dream scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands.
We'll stop it. We'll stop it somehow. Have faith.
I keep trying. And the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the dream scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the adherents
Saruman,
are
this is for
profiting
you.
off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. Exploit our weakness.
That's true of the Steel Garrote, but not all Adir.
The steel garrote are a weapon. Who do you think wields them? It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three.
Such a negative Nancy. Are you alright?
I've been better, if you hadn't noticed.
No,
It will
you've been
pass,
like
I'm
this
sure.
since I met you.
My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but
Hey,
Here
Mugshot.
I
Hey,
am.
Zonix. Must be nice having Yatsuli around.
despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsli. In many ways, Quilichi has been like a second father to me. But Yatsli, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good.
We all need a few bad influences in our lives.
Oh, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins?
Maybe she knows more than she lets on.
She's a smart one. I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet.
What's on your mind?
I don't leave Emerald Stair often enough. With everything going on, there's been no time to explore. Finally, I had a moment to myself, and look what happened. The Steel Garrote invaded the Living Lands. Sorry. I'm in a mood, if you couldn't tell.
I could tell. I could tell!
I'll be sure to wave a little red flag next time, so you know to avoid me. I used to think I had it all figured out. But the Living Lands proved me wrong in so many ways. This entire island is the prison of a mad god. How is one Animancer supposed to compete with that?
Alright, chat. My boy's in here to tell me goodnight. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. You're not alone. You also have an envoy, a mercenary, a tracker, and a scholar.
All we're missing is the juggling act. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, or maybe I'm not used to seeing
2100.
things
It's
clearly.
9:30 p.m. here.
But what if Animancy has no future in the Living Lands? What if my entire career was a mistake?
She's like, what if Animancy gets taken by AI? I hear that a lot, usually from students on the cusp of a breakthrough.
If a breakthrough is coming, it'd better hurry. I can't wait forever. You're a good listener as always, but I've taken enough of your time. I'll be fine, really. I'm not the first Animancer to question her life choices, and I won't be the last. Thanks for talking.
A full combo attack does moderate fire accumulation nearby enemies. Successful parry. Do that. I'm not parry. I can't parry while I have the book in my offhand. It doesn't let you.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course.
Chat, she's married. We've met her husband. And it's given me dialogue options like this. Oh my god. I was under the impression that you liked it rough.
When the mood is right, I find I like everything. I'm going to write Quilichi tonight. Make sure he misses me. But, as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind?
The jar you had me fetch, is it worth much?
I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find.
Did you learn of the godless while you were studying the arcane arts?
Technically, yes. Well, it set me on the path, at least. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire.
Wait, arcane scholar. The incantation for reflection is one stressed syllable from flame. Perhaps that's where you made your mistake?
That was my assumption as well. Barrett's balls. It's nice to know I won't have to dumb things down with you.
Barrett's balls.
What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end.
Did you ever end up getting that spell right?
Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams.
University administrators. That's all I have to for now.
Always a pleasure. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to find the most comfortable pile of dirt I can. If you were asked where I was last evening, what would you say?
Depends who's asking.
No one? Maybe Hajime, but probably no one.
Yesterday evening. You were busy with your fur maintenance routine. It's an elaborate process.
Wow, really? No follow-up questions?
I figure you got your reasons. And I could use a favor next time someone gets mad at me for snooping.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
I don't know what this thing is, but...
Wondrous titties. Feel the power coming off that thing.
Fits like a glove. Fits like a glove.
+2 con, +2 dex.
I doubt...
Second wind casts Shadowing Beyond. Restoring Essence also restores a small amount of health. That's interesting, because I have passive
Soul's
mana
worth
regen.
much to an
Would that give me passive
Animancer.
health regen too? Yeah, but this,
Why would
I
you
just
say
have
that
so many
about
bonuses
yourself?
for that.
It's just that I'm not what I'd call strong-willed. I'm tense all the time, and just not easy to be around sometimes.
Self-knowledge and inner conflict are signs of a powerful soul. Make no mistake, you have a good one.
Thank you. I needed that.
Alright, exit here. And bring Giada. So, Giada is a negative Nancy, so I find her kind of irritating, but she is the only healer, so I would like to have her in the party. Aside from her, Yatsley does some decent damage. Kai is good at keeping enemies' attention. Probably Kai. He can peel enemies off me with his taunts that have a pretty short cooldown. Uh-oh.
Seeds of change. Their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe.
What are you talking about?
The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the birdsong.
Admuk, have a good stream. I freaking hate the dreams. What's up, B1? Thank you. How could the Dream Scourge taking over Shatterscarp be a good thing?
The air was not meant for voices. The soil was not meant to carry buildings. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again.
Okay, it really feels like we should not let this thing out. There's life in Shatterscarp now. Don't you see it?
Pilchards growing on bushes. Life that should not be here. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot.
We don't need death for things to grow.
The spider devours her mate to lay her eggs. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
Okay. Alright, let's see. And I think Giada has a point. Let's see. Purification heals allies by 50% of their max health from 25. Enemies within range purification are knocked back. Increase the amount of temporary health granted with shield. When barrier ends, allies are healed in proportion to the amount of temp health remaining. Very active can be hit. Alright, let's get increase the size of the heal. Okay. Reminds me of the Baldur's Gate 3 Emperor. Yeah, me too. I've mentioned that a few times.
Got eyes on something?
Coming from your right.
Are you all right?
Oh, wow.
Worth and wrong. And Rob.
Well, I killed him right as he knocked me out. We're definitely doing noticeably more damage now. Those upgrades were sorely needed.
I was worried for a second.
Is that chitin band? Is that a ring? Minus 5% damage from beast. You think I'm gonna occupy a ring slot for minus 5% damage taken from one mob type? You're crazy. What do we got here? Move those to storage just to unencumber myself. What am I hearing? Oh, right here. Time for a beast boss. Still, though. Like, even the smallest mobs on this difficulty kill me in 2 hits. I don't think unless reducing his damage by 5% made it go from like a 1-hit kill to a 2-hit kill, then I would consider it.
I still remember the first time I saw these things. In the heat haze, they looked just like waves.
Letter to Titan. The sheet of paper has several false starts to a letter addressed to someone named Titan in Paradis.